And now I recognize for 5 minutes, Mr. Pence.
Thank you, Chairwoman Chakowski and Ranking Member Bilirakis for holding this hearing, and thank you to the witnesses for appearing before us today. As the crossroads of America, Indiana is uniquely positioned to play a central role in the development, deployment, and manufacturing of autonomous vehicles. Congressional action or its inaction will set the stage for our position globally and opportunities locally for advanced transportation technologies. Just last summer, the Indiana Department of Transportation announced a test bed initiative for partially autonomous trucks along Interstate 70, which runs through Greenfield across to Richmond in my district. Real-world opportunities like this are crucial to inform the continuing policy discussion for AV standards across the country. Whether it's the workers at the Honda manufacturing plant in Greensburg or researchers and engineers at Cummins Technical Center in Columbus, autonomous vehicles have the potential to expand opportunities for Hoosiers. To my question to Professor Rakumar, let me ask you this, Professor. Your testimony highlights the many benefits that would come from continued U.S. leadership in autonomous vehicle industry. Workers in my district representing different parts of the autonomous vehicles value chain stand to benefit from American leadership. I introduced a bipartisan H.R. 2907, the Global Investment in American Jobs Act, which would ensure the United States remains the premier global destination for investment, innovation, jobs, and manufacturing in emerging technologies like self-driving vehicles, which in this world of driver shortages is very important. My question is, can you expand on what long-term job creation would look like across the stack, quote unquote, of technologies, particularly how it would affect my manufacturing district?
Thanks, Congressman. I see the AV market being comprised of multiple segments: robo-taxis, individually owned consumer vehicles, delivery vehicles, your semi-trucks, and transit buses. In terms of human involvement, I think transit vehicle drivers and semi-truck drivers basically do a lot more than driving. So I think it'll be a long time before they can be completely replaced, be a very long time. And meanwhile, I think robo-taxis to make money to sustain the business really have to become completely autonomous level 4 plus. And that may take some time to happen. So it's not clear what the business viability looks in the near term. It's not clear. Meanwhile, for individually owned personal vehicles, technologies like ADAS, level 3 and beyond can start taking off the burden of driving very long distances, being stuck in traffic jams and the like. So I think that sector may end up being the biggest winner in the near term. And over the long term, as the technology matures and becomes more reliable and safe, basically that can disseminate across the other market segments. I guess we sell about 17 million cars in the US every year. Imagine more and more technology going in, sensors, computers, communications equipment into these cars. So all of that ought to really be manufactured and assembled in the US in your district and beyond.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield back.